My mother was just 17 when she gave birth to me. I know it sounds shocking. From what I've gathered, she had quite the reputation in high school, to the point where she couldn't even identify my father. Eventually, she discovered who he was, and I was stunned to learn that a well-known former YouTuber is my dad. As a teenager, she clearly wasn't ready to be a parent, but my grandparents insisted she carry the pregnancy to term. Consequently, she had to take on the responsibility of raising me. She was far from a nurturing mother. Whenever I cried, she would blast music and act as if I didn't exist. There were nights I went to bed hungry because she refused to breastfeed me, leaving me with nothing else to eat. Fortunately, my grandparents noticed the situation and stepped in. My mother was relieved to be away from me and returned to her carefree lifestyle. She moved into a dorm to focus on college. My grandmother lovingly cared for me at home, while my grandfather would often take me to the park. Though he had hip surgery and couldn't move easily, he always made time to play with me. I truly see them as my real parents and will forever be thankful. When I turned 4, they hired a babysitter for me so they could attend a wedding. On their way back, they were involved in a tragic accident and sadly didn't survive. As a young child, I had no idea that my life was about to spiral into chaos. I cried for what felt like an eternity. Since the house was in my mother's name, she returned to claim it. It was as if she was relieved that her parents were gone because she immediately started throwing late-night parties. Just a week later, she became the life of the college scene with her newfound party house where everyone gathered and indulged. At that time, I was still mourning the loss of my true parents, and I would sob uncontrollably in my room. Sometimes my cries would echo downstairs, and I suppose her friends began to notice. She would burst into my room, her face a mask of anger, and slap tape over my mouth. With a twisted grin, she'd threaten, "If you keep crying, I'll throw you out the window." I would quickly cover my mouth with my hands, tears escaping in a muffled sob. You can now check if there's a part 2 by following.